I want to bring up an indictment against being relentless, because in certain cases we have to be relentful. Get it? Relentful. Meaning, hey, sometimes we got to throw our hands up. We have to LIG it. Let it go. And we're back again with another episode. And this was going to be a good one. Again, I just want to say welcome. But this episode, the one key that is going to shift everything. And I don't know if you're at the beginning stages, the middle, or whatever level that you're on, this key will work. This key will unlock the next level in whatever area you're working on. And it might hurt a little bit, but it's worth the effort. What is this key? You might be asking, you might be saying, come on with it. Come on, give us the answer, give us the thing. But I just want you to pause for the call. That one key is being relentful. I know you heard it said before that we are to be relentless in trying to gather and doing whatever we're doing. Whether it's trying to build wealth, break generation curses, whatever it may be, you've heard the term, you gotta be relentless. But today, I want to give you another perspective about it all. I want to bring up an indictment against being relentless, because in certain cases we have to be relentful. Get it? Relentful. Meaning, hey, sometimes we got to throw our hands up. We have to LIG it. Let it go. I'm going to tell you a story about me personally. A personal story. You know, growing up, kid in the church, on the roll, make good grades, and on top of that, I was an athlete. You know, the point guard of a team. And I was pretty good at what I did. So when it was time for me to level up and go to college to next level, you know, when it was time for me to shift everything, learn something new, I allowed what I did know hinder me from what I didn't know, because I wanted to take the same tools, the same way that I saw anything, the same way that I did everything to that next level. And I was relentless with it too. No one could tell me anything. And I found out that the very things that I knew, or at least I thought I knew, proved out to be, I wouldn't say unhealthy, but they proved to be they weren't reliable. They weren't reliable for the long term. They weren't reliable for a continuous level. And what I want, and let me put a side note there, because when you have a principle that's true, a workable principle, you can take that same principle and use it in any area of life that you have, and you can use it on any level of life that you're on. So today's key principle is to be relentful, meaning surrender those ideologies that you have, surrender those generational roots that you have been built into you, surrender your thoughts and ideas about money and finances, surrender your ideas and thoughts about relationships, because maybe those principles and those things that we're holding on to are not serving us properly. And anything that is not serving me in the year of 2022, it has to go. Literally, I would throw up my white flag of surrender at any given moment, because it's not worth the hassle. Remember, success leaves clues. So somebody already has the blueprint, but I want to ask a question, because I had to ask myself this one day. If I see somebody who's already achieved something that I'm trying to achieve, or somebody who's already finish the race. Why do we not take the blueprint that they have and actually work the blueprint step by step? Why do we try to shortchange everything, shortcut everything, instead of literally follow the blueprint, take your time, and then eventually it'll become yours, and you will be able to add on to what they set a foundation for already. That's life in a nutshell. But that key that we're learning about today, surrender. Throw up your right flag. Stop fighting in the wrong direction. For me, I had to surrender to God. You know, after going and sitting in prison for 7 years, having a pain pill addiction, other issues that I had to go through in life, circumstances, situations that allowed me to test, or life tested the things that I thought I knew. Life tested the ideologies that I had, and life proved that those thoughts that I had, those ideologies, those traditions that I had were very unreliable. They were unreliable. So as life began to test the things that you believe true, and you find out that there's no foundation, that you're in sinking sand, you have to surrender. And for me, I surrendered to God. I grew up in a place, in a home rather, where God was exalted. So for me, those foundations taught me something. So I surrendered. And I said one day, I looked in the mirror, I didn't like what I saw. And I said, God, show me who you are. Show me that you're legit. You know, I'm in moments, situations, circumstances in my life that I can't handle myself. I don't want to handle it anymore. I'm tired, I'm exhausted. I surrender. From that moment until this moment right now, my life has never been the same. I've had more joy, more peace, more stability financially, emotionally, relationally. You know, right now in this entrepreneur stage, I have not made it to the pinnacle, but I'm not lacking a thing, and never in want and need for anything. But that's because now I have principles that are reliable, principles that have a firm foundation. No matter if a storm or anything hits, no matter when circumstances come about in my life, no matter, I'm sure to stand in the midst of it all, no matter what comes my way, because these principles are so solid, universally given from God, the Creator. His word never fails. So as I apply what He already made perfect, life becomes so easy, maintainable. You find so much joy and fulfillment in life because you begin to develop into the person He created you to be. You begin to find purpose in life. You begin to help others. It's so much. But hey, listen, I hope that key to surrender helps you. I really, really do. I'm so excited. I hope that this principle, this key helps you. Remember, we're a community that implements, execute, and applies the principles. We apply this thing. We don't just get a whole bunch of knowledge and have the knowledge. No, we have the wisdom because we're going to apply the knowledge, right? So as you apply this principle, this key to success, freedom, joy, fulfillment, purpose, everything, this key of surrender, whatever area it may be, in a relationship, financially, whatever foundations that you have been built, let them go. Surrender and see how it feels to begin to let go of those unreliable foundations. And then we're going to begin to seek the true foundations that will begin to build a momentum and to have